Hello, and welcome to What is Crypto? I'm Matt, and this is Crypto. Today I'm going to be talking to you again about Kaspa, ticker signal KAS. So Kaspa has been absolutely crushing it lately. Now, taking a look at Kaspa's chart, it looks absolutely awesome. So it looks very similar to previously where we broke out of our descending triangle or descending wedge and had a significant move to the upside. So we have been charting this similar looking pattern over the past few months. And about a week ago, we had a breakout of this. Now, I've been very verbal about buying around the 11 to 10 cent mark, and I've been adding heavily to my bags there. I think those were great buying opportunities. And I think now the boat's gone for Casper being back to 10 cents. I think the only reason that we see Casper coming back to 10 cents is if Bitcoin has something pretty horrific happen to it. Obviously, all the altcoins follow Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is very influential on the market. So I'll take a quick little look at Bitcoin and what I'm seeing, but Bitcoin's looking really good. So looking at Bitcoin on the daily, you can see that we were in a period of forming lower highs and lower lows down this mark. However, recently we've started to form higher lows and higher highs, so pushing back up. It is important to note though that we are still ranging between 73k and 57k, largely though between the $61,000 mark and 73k. So although I don't think it's likely that we do sweep down to the 56 mark, it is possible as we are still in that range. So as we have discussed before, we are making a large bull flag pattern, which we've been tracking for quite some time. Very bullish pattern for Bitcoin, very bullish pattern for altcoins. So Bitcoin's looking good. Some other key levels to really watch for, other than the main important ones of the 73k, when we break and hold above that, that is super bullish for Bitcoin, and it will be bullish for altcoins. And the 57k, which is very, very bearish if we break below that. But the 61k is the main level that we want to look for on the low side. Ideally, we don't break below 67k, and if we do, we hold above the 64.5, 65k mark. So I think as long as we hold above 64k, then we should be kind of chopping around, chopping up, and then breaking to the upside. Now, Bitcoin's been doing what it's been doing over the past many years, and that is after we have our Bitcoin halving, we have significant price growth to the upside, but we don't have it immediately. We have a few weeks to months of chopping around before we have a parabolic move, and that is altcoin season. You can look at the last two cycles, and this same thing has happened. So looking at where we are, this is very normal for Bitcoin, and really it's just business as usual. So next thing we want to look for, really important, Bitcoin dominance. So having a look at Bitcoin dominance, I've talked about this on all of my videos, but I'll continue banging it home as it's super important. Looking at this chart, the yellow vertical lines represent the Bitcoin halvings. And as you can see, after the Bitcoin halvings, Bitcoin dominance decreases sharply. Now, what that means is that although the price of Bitcoin is going up after the Bitcoin halving, the price of altcoins in general is outpacing that of Bitcoin. So a sharp drop in Bitcoin dominance really marks altcoin season beginning. And when altcoin season begins, that is the parabolic price growth that you are all too familiar with if you've been around for a couple of cycles, or that you've heard a lot about, I'm sure, if this is your first cycle. So really important to watch for Bitcoin dominance dropping off, and we are seeing that that is potentially starting to happen. Now, it's too early to call yet as we are in an ascending channel. However, we are looking like we are touching the bottom of this channel, bottom of this trend line. It could bounce back up. However, if we do break through and have a sharp decline, then that is going to be very, very bullish for altcoins and very bullish, obviously, for Casper. So Casper has been performing a lot better than a lot of the other altcoins. And I think people are starting to realize that Casper isn't just another coin. It's not just another meme coin. It's not just another AI protocol that claims to do something great. Casper is awesome tech. It has a great founder. It has a fully doxed team. Jonathan Sompolinsky, if you're not too familiar with him, have a look into him. Mentioned in Ethereum's white paper, founder of Casper. Really intelligent man. Key up in the space. So follow him on X if you don't. Have a look into his track record. Very good. So I won't go too much of a deep dive into what Casper is, as hopefully you've seen a couple of my other videos or you're pretty familiar with Casper and what Casper is in general. I'll just talk about the price action that I'm seeing and some key ranges and what to look for. So what we are seeing is hugely bullish. We have broken out of our descending triangle. We are now holding this support range, and it is a very steep range of support, which is great. So as long as we are holding this, expect us to keep going up significantly higher quite quickly. Now, if we do break below this, it is not panic stations by any means. It's honestly, while we're holding it, it's pretty awesome. If we break below that, it's definitely not panic stations by any means. It's a nice support to have, as it is going to be parabolic growth until we break through it, but it will break at some stage. Now, key levels to look for that I've marked out. Massive level at the 13.3 cent mark. Thankfully, we broke above it, retested it, and have continued on up. Next level I've got is at the 14 cent mark, which we have broken through. Now, I do want to see a couple of candle closes above the 14 cent mark to feel a bit more comfortable, but nevertheless, it is good to be on the upside of that. One of the last major levels I've got is at 14.7 cents. Now, if you have a look, the 14.7 cent mark is a huge level. So we initially had it as resistance here, couldn't break through, and then it took us quite a while before we broke all the way back up. We broke through it, used it as support once, started to do it twice, however, broke back down, and then have been having it as resistance over the last many months. Very key level there. Also old all-time highs, so there's a large psychological factor, but 14.7 key level. If we can break through that, we really don't have too much more to go. We've got a really small level of resistance here at 15.9, nothing too big. And then obviously our all-time high at the 18.3 through to 19 cent mark. But if we can break through this massive wall of resistance at 14.7, I think we're going to have some smooth sailing for Casper. Now, Bitcoin keeps going up, breaks through all-time highs. Bitcoin dominance starts to decline. I think Casper absolutely rips. Price prediction-wise for Casper, I've gone into it a few times, but I'm expecting anywhere between $1 and $5. 1 is more on the conservative, bearish case. 5 is definitely more on the moon boy, pretty excited case. However, I definitely wouldn't write Casper off for getting there. Personally, I'll be taking profits along the way, probably starting around that $1 mark. Now, I'm going to be scaling out, and I'm going to be scaling out based on timeframes and also based on some other metrics. I've got these mentioned in my Discord, which is totally free if you want to join. If you do want to join my Discord, I'll leave a link in the end. It's totally free at the moment. It's not enormously active, but I do post some stuff there. And after it gets up to the 50 or so member mark, I am going to be posting in there more frequently. It currently has about 20 members. We've got a few people that are pretty active and we do chat regularly. So if you want to talk to me, reach out, get me to have a look at anything, or maybe ask me about a crypto that you want me to make a video on. Yeah, reach out in there. It'd be great. Always love seeing you in there, and it's good to talk to you as I love crypto and my friends and family are probably pretty sick of hearing about it. So yeah, so like the video, subscribe, drop a comment down below, get in my Discord, say hey. Awesome. That'll be it. I won't take up too much more of your time, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you in the next one.